So let's summarize a couple of things we have learned so far before we moving into the coding part or the programming part of the course. So we have discussed different facts about the Hello World or the Python runtime itself, and we have seen this demo. So if you remember, we have executed the application, the Hello World application, in different ways. One was CMD, then Explorer, and VS Code. We also did the online one, in which we didn't have much visibility towards, but behind the scenes, it is 100% certain that something of this sort is happening when you execute Python in the online way as well, because there is no other way to execute Python application. And we have seen Visual Studio Code is no magic. It is executing Powershell behind the scenes. We have seen that as well. So it is using a shell behind the scenes. So let's look at a couple more points as a review of what we have done so far. Let's get into a Blackboard. So we created a file. So what we used to create that file? We have used VS Code, Notepad, or any text editor. So we have created our first file using one of the text editors available in the operating system. VS Code we installed. So this is the first file we have created, the text file, which is a program itself. So this is a program. The code. And then we used something like a shell. Say for example, Powershell or CMD. So we have used CMD. And VS Code also used internally Powershell. So we have seen that in the Process Explorer. The child of VS Code was a Powershell. And from here, it started a Python application, python.exe, where the actual Python, and passed this file into the Python. The CMD did that. And what the Python did? The Python created the machine code. So we have the machine code, which CPU understands, and passed it down to the CPU. And CPU plus operating system is showing the Hello World in the monitor. So this part we are combinationally calling as CPU. So this is a summary of what we have seen and what we have discussed so far. So we have seen this. So we discussed the files involved. One is the hello.py, and then the python.exe. There are so many other files, code.exe for Visual Studio Code, or notepad.exe for Notepad, and explorer.exe for Explorer, cmd.exe for CMD. But those are operating system files and not really related to the Python itself, but so many other supporting files are involved. So what good this program is? So as we have seen, it does a lot of things behind the scenes. The program itself looks very simple, but a lot of background stuffs are happening. Why do we care so much about this? The reason why we care so much about this is because this is the very starting point of our coding journey. We can do a lot of things from here, and that's exactly what we're going to do next. We are going to focus on the programming part of it, how to do more stuff with what we have done so far. And that's the focus of rest of this course, understanding and getting in the coding part of it.